Hello, welcome to the GenXplainers podcast, The Perfect Song. Let's welcome the panel. There's Al, there's Mike.
Hello.
Hello.
And today I have brought a song to talk about. It is San Andreas Fault by Natalie Merchant. Well, it's from Natalie Merchant's debut solo album called Tiger Lily. She was known, at this point, she had been in the band 10,000 Maniacs, who had a pretty good career, made a good career of it, and she went solo. She felt like her songwriting was being stifled being in that band. So she went on a pretty successful solo career, and she's still putting out records to this day. But
she's still touring too, I think.
Yeah. So this song, San Andreas Fault, is the first song on the debut album.
Go west, paradise is there. You'll have all that you can eat of milk and honey over there.
But I will ask the guys when they first when this got on their radar, this song and this album. Mike, why don't you go ahead and go?
Yeah, I remember hearing the album when it came out because I had already been familiar with Natalie and 10,000 Maniacs. And I think it was when it first came out. I do remember that. I remember thinking that it was a good album. I can't tell you too much more than that about it because of the fact that it's sort of like, I remember thinking it's a good album, and I didn't really go back to it very much. Even though there was nothing that I could say was wrong about it, just didn't spark like what I was, the trajectory of my music listening was going in that direction at that time. It really wasn't headed that way. It was headed in different ways, different directions. So for me, it's
this
like
came out in 95, so middle of the 90s there. There's a lot of other stuff going on.
Yeah. And so for me, it's like, I remember thinking, I like this. It's very pleasing. But it didn't make me like keep on wanting to go put the album back on. I need to be in the right mood for this album, basically what it comes down to.
Okay.
However, at the same time, it's like this album being very mellow. The whole thing is pretty mellow. There were other albums I was listening to at the time that were also in that sort of like mellow thing, like Tracy Chapman and stuff like that. And but for
Sarah
some reason,
McLachlan.
But for some reason, this didn't stick with me as much as those did. So I don't know. But I remember listening to the album. I didn't remember this song that well.
Mm-hmm.
And so this week I was listening to it again and still didn't remember it that well, which is weird. I'm like, I heard it. I just don't remember it.
I kind of purposely I didn't choose the hits from this album, which is Wonder, which is a huge song, and Jealousy. Yeah. Those were kind of the big hits from this.
They say I must be one of the wonders that's on creation. And as far as they see, they can offer no explanation.
But I actually think this song is better than those.
Yeah.
And because it isn't as well known, I wanted to sort of talk about it. So anyway.
Right. And it's very hard to find anything wrong with this song. It just isn't necessarily the song I think about or go to or have to be in the right mood for. So
sure. Okay.
Yeah. But I can't point anything wrong about it at all.
Okay. How about you, Al? You remember when this song came out? You were too busy listening to Riot Girl bands.
I was very busy doing that. I can tell you the very first time I heard this song.
Okay.
Because it was 2 days ago.
I was going to say a couple days ago, right?
I'm going to be as fair as I can, but as a background, I have never been one for 10,000 Maniacs or Natalie Merchant.
Great.
So, I don't wish them any ill. I hope that they lead productive and happy lives, all of them, all 10,001 of them. But I've never heard anything that they've done that made me go like, I want to hear more.
Okay.
So that's
Well, this is
my
gonna
history.
This will be a short episode. All right, that's fair.
I gotta call them how I see them.
That's totally fair. All right, well, let me just get through like sort of what I feel about the song and the aspects of it. Maybe when I elucidate some of these points, your mind will open.
Nelly Merchant almost died making this song.
Didn't you hear the backstory? No. Okay. Well, I mean, what helps for me is that I actually love Natalie Merchant's voice. I think it's something about it just works for me, and I think it's beautiful, and I love it. And then this specific song actually deals with themes she deals with certainly in her solo career, but also with 10,000 Maniacs in her songwriting, which is kind of like the subject matter is like dreams and hopes of like fortune and fame by going somewhere or being thrust in a situation that fail and that don't work out. And this one specifically feels like a song about, I'm going to LA and I'm going to make something because, golden, or you're going to make it because you got everything going for you.
San Andreas fault moved its fingers through the ground. Earth divided, place collided, such an awful sound. San Andreas fault moved its fingers through the ground. Terracotta shattered, and the walls came tumbling down.
And then at the end, San Andreas Fault, which is a major fault. In case you're not familiar with the fault, it's an earthquake fault here in California. It goes right through all the major metropolitan areas on the West Coast. Anyway, San Andreas Fault, running its fingers through the ground, destroys everything. Just that's the metaphor for like, but this is a very fragile thing. Things aren't going to go your way, and you don't, And she visits that kind of idea, disappointment idea, or like, also just sort of like the marketing of places or marketing of people. There's a song on a later album called Golden Boy, which I almost did, which is very similar. It's actually about written after a serial killer made the news. And she was commenting on how the media and people like to glamorize murderers. And it's called Golden Boy. And it just talks about, you're so wonderful. It only took a killing, stuff like that. Anyway,
Maybe
that theme,
maybe Alan would have liked that.
I think maybe he would have more, but whatever. So that's a theme that crops up in her songwriting. As far as the musical part of the song, like the music, it's like there's a lot of layering. There's this deep keyboard sound that's almost like an organ, but it's more of a keyboard type of synth sound, but it's very deep. And then you've got all these very subtle guitars, like 3 different guitar layers going on, and that join at different later moments of the song as it builds. I'll use that word again, it builds. And then when we get to the part where the earthquake occurs, I guess is how I would say it, she doubles her vocal at that point, and it goes up a notch in sort of tension. And then it kind of fades out, which I know some folks don't like the fade out. And this one, I have to say, I think shouldn't have faded out. Even though I brought the song, I'm pointing out a negative aspect of it. I think it should just end on a sustained note rather than just fading out. But that's kind of it as far as the song itself. I do love the song. Again, I really like Natalie Merchant, and there you have it.
Oh, promised land, what a wicked ground, build a dream, watch it all fall down.
And I think you guys, Alan already said what he can. As far as like the song itself though, Al, like listening to it now, tell me about how that grabbed you. I think it's clear it hasn't changed your mind, but go ahead and talk about it.
No, well, I will talk first about the positive things about it, because there are positive things to talk about this song.
Okay.
I agree. Natalie Merchant has a very good voice, first of all. And I do like I think I've mentioned this on other podcasts. Sometimes a song builds by adding layers rather than volume or changing the rhythm, and I appreciate that a great deal. And I was listening to it, I was like, yeah, no, this is definitely building. It's adding layers. It's giving the song more musical depth as it builds. And and as I was listening to it, the music and her voice, like there were certain phrases of like the pale blue eyes and, I think strawberry hair that were very evocative and kind of grabbed me a little bit. But at the same time, while it builds with layers, I feel like it sounds almost the same at the end as it does at the beginning. Like I feel like it's building depth without really going, I don't know. It didn't take me where she wanted, I think, to take the listener. I think she took you.
Yeah.
And I don't think she took me. And that's a lot of, I've heard a decent amount of Natalie Merchant songs. I've heard plenty of 10,000 Maniac songs because they were, I think, bigger just in terms of distribution or whatever you want to call it. And every time I heard it, like I go like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with this. It's just, it's not doing anything for me.
All right. How about you, Mike?
Yeah, I agree actually with both. I'm kind of in between two worlds here because I think that her voice is amazing. It always has been. I think musically the song does exactly what I expect a Natalie Merchant song to do. And that sort of is a detraction for me, though, because it does exactly what I expect Natalie Merchant to do. And that's probably why I don't go back to it that much, is because of the fact that I prefer to have something that brings something more to at least take me somewhere a little bit more surprising. And not saying that all the stuff I listen to is like that. I mean, I know what to expect from a Cure song. I know what to expect from a Talking Heads song, but the thing is, for some reason, this just didn't take me in a place that I needed to be, or wanted to be, I guess. I don't know how else to put it, but it just didn't do. And maybe that's more what Alan was saying, of like, it didn't take him like it took you. And that's okay. There's still nothing that I could point out technically bad about the song or anything like that. It's just, for some reason, it's not a song that I'm like, hey, this is wow, kind of thing. Wow. And I just sort of like, it's there. And that's kind of how I felt about it. So.
Okay. I see where this is going. So.
Get ready for the gobble, gobble, gobble.
Yeah. I do have to say, we talk about like her hits versus her sort of deeper tracks. I think and this is true actually of a lot of artists, in my opinion, the singles I think are the least good songs on the albums a lot of the time. Yeah. I think her album tracks are way better than the singles they put out, especially on this album. There's nothing wrong with Wonder, but I don't want to hear Wonder anymore. I'm sick of that song. And Jealousy's fine, but it's like, that's one where I'm like, I don't care about, I don't like the delivery of it. I'll just say that this song, again, it probably has to do with just if it hits you or not. And a lot of her songs just hit something that I respond to, I think. So that's why I chose it. We hope you're enjoying this GenXplainers podcast. Please remember to find us and follow us on social media. And we'd much appreciate a 5-star rating on the podcast platform of your choice. Now, let's get back to the show. So with that, we may as well vote on this. And I will go first and say, yeah, I do think it is. It's one of my favorite songs from her. to me, it set the template for some of my favorite songs she was going to write in some later albums. So there you go. I do say yes. Well, let's go to Al.
Okay. I'm gonna shock no one by saying I don't think it's a perfect song. It's well done. It's well intentioned. I mean, when I was listening to Matt talk about it, I can't disagree with anything that you say. I was like, yeah, no, that's all right. But I also don't want to listen to it. So I'm going to say it isn't.
Okay. Michael?
I mean, does my vote even count now?
It counts.
Oh, don't chicken out. You got to come down on one side or another.
Just do it.
Yeah. I was admittedly on the fence going into this because of the fact that I couldn't point out anything wrong with the song other than the fact that it didn't do anything for me. And so it fulfills a lot of criteria of like what I expect, or that what criteria what I would think is a perfect song, except for the fact that it doesn't speak to me. And that is something that I can't vote yes on.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say no.
All right. There you go. I mean, I think maybe it's just her as an artist either works for you or doesn't. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, yes, there's nothing surprising about it, but I don't think she's known for being breaking out of a genre or being surprising in any way. I mean, I do think she's kind of samey with her songwriting, but luckily
sure.
I love that samey. I mean, that's the thing. It really does connect with me. Like to be honest, on songs where they try new things, like adding horns and things, I hate that. I think, this doesn't work for me. There's a song, I think it's a 10,000 Maniac song. It's all this. I'm like, no, I don't like that.
Was that Candy Everybody Wants?
It is, and that was a huge hit for them, for 10,000 Maniacs. And I think the lyrics are great. I think what they're saying is completely on point, but the musical instrumentation of it, don't like it.
Yeah.
So anyway,
if you'd brought Eat for Two, maybe we would have voted for it.
Eat for Two is pretty good. Again, I think at her core, her philosophies and the way she sings about her subject matter is similar to like a Billy Bragg, but their musical style is heads and tails, totally different.
Yeah.
You know, and one hits you and one doesn't. Well, both of them hit me, you know, because I'm more open-minded. No.
Well, I'll say this. There's like, when you look at Natalie Merchant on paper, there's no reason I shouldn't like adore her.
Right.
But I don't. I mean, again, please have a great life, Natalie.
Have a great life.
So she's good on paper. Just
I'm just saying, like, when it's the music, I'm like, that's a song.
All right. Well, there you go. Please leave in the comments your thoughts, especially if like you're a very outspoken, angry woman who sees the misogyny. No.
Yes, please do.
We need controversy. No. But by all means, check out Natalie Merchant, and if it hits you, I think you're going to love it. And if it doesn't, you'll probably just go, it's fine, and move on. And no one...
You'll say, that's a song.
that's a song. And then we'll all move on. No, and I agree. There's nothing surprising or groundbreaking in the style of music she's making, but I think there is thought behind it, and I think it does work really well for me.
And to be fair, there's plenty of artists that all three of us like that don't really surprise or go outside of their, constraints, and we're fine with it. So I don't. I mean,
that was just one comment that I made with this particular song, and I'm just saying it's kind of, I went into it expecting what I got out of it, and I was hoping I would feel different. So
I think it comes down to the idea of perfect, right? Because how much does your personal connection with it even mean for perfection? And on the same token, if it functionally does everything it needs to do, even if you don't like it. God only knows.
Yeah.
Maybe it is perfect, even if you don't personally like it. And I think that is true. But you don't have to just, but you have your feelings about it, and that's valid as well. So there you go.
Yeah. and that could be also, like, I was thinking about this because you said God only knows the background. Is that a future episode could be, are there any songs that we've judged over time that you wanted to change your mind on?
Well, Alan mentioned this.
The way you voted.
Because he mentioned even a recent one where Breaking the Law. I think you wanted to change it to yes because you said
I
no.
wanted to change it 15 minutes after the episode was recorded. Like, I was like, what did
All right.
I think it's perfect. Why did I nominated it?
Yeah. Well, I think that would be a fun one to do maybe near the end of the season where we say, let's reconsider.
What about during our March Madness episode? You could like say you have one chance to change your vote here.
Yeah, I mean that episode's already too long, but
that is
maybe,
true. That is
maybe.
true.
It could
could be like a Patreon add-on or something.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, sorry.
All right. With that, thank you guys once again for paneling with me. And thank you, listener/viewer. Please like and subscribe if you can. It doesn't cost you anything. But if you like paying for things, go over to Patreon. There's all kinds of stuff on there that isn't on the podcast or the YouTube channel. And if we get enough supporters over there, we can do special stuff over there, like live streams. And it's just not taken off over there, I'll be honest with you. And I mean, that's fine. But once it does, I'd love to do some special content for you Patreon people. Anyway, that's it. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.